J.D. Vance's recent Heritage Citizenship speech wasn't just another round of nationalist rhetoric. It's a clear articulation of a strategy. And he's laying the groundwork to redefine what it means to be an American by returning us to a constitutional foundation that led to civil war once before. Hey folks, I'm Tad Sturmer, public historian and a scholar of American history. The speech was delivered to the Claremont Institute, a far-right think tank that, along with the Heritage Foundation, is responsible for much of the ideological scaffolding of this regime, especially when it comes to immigration, which is all they really want to talk about. Citizenship, belonging. Their mission is to strip Americanness down to bloodline, down to ancestry, not shared principle. You won't surprise you that principle is something they are not interested in. And Vance is their perfect mouthpiece, not a thinker, great mouthpiece. In this vision, being born here ain't enough. Agreeing with American ideals, to the extent they can be articulated, ain't enough. No more melting pot. Turn off Schoolhouse Rock. It's all too inclusive. That's post-Civil War thinking, and it threatens the racial and cultural homogeneity they want to impose, or reimpose. Instead, Vance, he argues that being American should be based on heritage. If your ancestor fought in the American Revolution or the Civil War, he doesn't say which side, and we all know he doesn't care, then you have a stronger claim to being American than someone born here today, including, say, I don't know, his wife. These are not deeply reflective people. But they are disciplined in their messaging. And what they're building is a calculated return to the First Republic, which we've talked about before, which we'll talk about again. The one created by the Patriot Republicans, codified in the Constitution of 1787, and sustained until it was destroyed in 1865 by the only thing that could stop it: war, a body count, not collapse, not compromise, not debate, not protest, not reform. It had to be ended by United States soldiers and sailors, white and black, by blood. Even the earliest historians of the American Revolution, writing during the Constitution's framing to make sure that it was an informed approach, made that explicit. David Ramsey and his contemporaries described the American Revolution and citizenship in the republic it produced as the exclusive domain of white men. Black people explicitly could not ever be citizens. In the 1790 Naturalization Act, the first federal Congress got right to this, making it law. Only free white persons could become citizens through naturalization. And Chief Justice Roger Taney, in the Dred Scott decision in 1857, about 65 years later, gave the first republic its most honest expression. Black people, he wrote, had no rights the white man was bound to respect according to the founders. Not because they were enslaved, but because they were black. He wrote for a 6-3 majority. All of the justices wrote their own opinions, but Taney represented the answer to the particular questions that were before them, the number one being, were black people citizens? Taney represented why their answer was no. And why? Because they were descended from different ancestors than white Americans. They lacked a history of freedom. They were by birth and blood outside of what Taney called the political family of the United States. Sound familiar? That's what this regime wants back. And it's making real progress, folks, not just in think tank manifestos, not just in seminar rooms, but in Supreme Court decisions and legislative threats. This is the rollback of birthright citizenship. This is the slow erasure of the 14th Amendment. And the Civil War should have ended this debate. That body count should have stood. The 14th Amendment guaranteed that all persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens. It was designed to obliterate the language of the Dred Scott decision. It made possible the multiracial democracy we've only ever half built. But Vance says it went too far. He wants to shrink the circle again. And if you look at the demographics of who fought in the American Revolution and the Civil War, it's no mystery what that means. Heritage citizenship is just racial citizenship rebranded. It's another way to say, if white men are your ancestors, then you're okay. Yeah, there were black patriots, and nearly 200,000 black soldiers fought for the United States in the Civil War. But they don't count in Vance's framework, and the black loyalists erased. But Confederate ancestors, by the way, certainly included. Again, these people are not reflective. Because it's not about service. It's not about being a traitor. It's about blood. It's about building a legal framework that redefines Americanness through whiteness and through nostalgia for a time when it was official policy backed up by the arm of the state. And this isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a declared agenda. It's there. Look it up. Project 2025 lays it out in plain language, and all of these executive orders back it up. End birthright citizenship, dismantle civil rights protections, expand mass deportations, eliminate anti-white DEI programs. And the 1776 Commission, that's their counter to honest history. It whitewashes slavery, diminishes civil rights struggles, and sanitizes the founders to justify building the First Republic all over again. But what's the real problem for them? Well, it's the expansion of rights. From Reconstruction to the Voting Rights Act to Roe and Title IX, it unravels their white male power fantasy. It pushes women out of the kitchen and men into their parents' basements. And now they want the old structure back. That's what heritage citizenship means to them. It's not rhetoric, it's not nostalgia, and it's not just Trump. It's the past, but the past is a blueprint.